Hello and welcome to this video on market lines. This video, if you're watching it on YouTube, accompanies an article we've written on humanresourcesexplained.com. So please stop by and take a look at the article and you'll get the full value out of this video. So what we're talking about here is market lines. You'll see we've got two axes here. We've got the x-axis being roll size. I've included an address in there for heygroup.com. I'm not affiliated with Hey Group, but they've got a job evaluation methodology which in my opinion is the very best. So if you're looking to learn job evaluation, take a look at the Hey Group. They essentially wrote the book on job evaluation. Very clever system, and actually quite easy to use once you've been through one of their training programs. And on the y-axis there, we've got salary and wages. So the concept is when the roll size increases, and for those unfamiliar with roll size, it's represented as a number. When roll size increases, the salary and wages typically increase as well. And so what we're going to draw in here is what we call the market line. And it's a representation of the market line there. You can see that as the roll size goes along the x-axis there, it gets larger. The salary and wages gets larger as well. And that's pretty straightforward. We'll just put that into our key there. So the market line is where most organisations pay. And it's done on roll size. So let's just draw a line in here. Sorry about that, it's supposed to be a little bit straighter than that. So that's the roll we're looking at, just there, the roll points or roll size. So it doesn't matter if that role is an IT role or an HR role, a finance role, a marketing role, their pay is actually based on the role size. And so they're going to be paid, all those roles are going to be paid fairly similarly within the organisation. So that's why it's the market line. Now we've got an accompaniment to the market line. We've actually got a couple. There's a line here, and sorry, it's supposed to be a little bit straighter. That is what we call leading the market. So again, let's see if we can draw a little bit straighter here. Sorry about that. So this roll here and this roll here, both size the same, both the same size in terms of their Hey evaluation, but as you can see, they're actually paid quite differently. And the reason for that is that this blue line here is leading the market. So this role here might be, say, an IT role. And they've made the decision, the organisation, to pay this IT role at the market. There's not a skill shortage in that particular IT area. But up here, let's call this an accounting role, there might be a skill shortage of chartered accountants, for instance. So both roles are the same size in terms of their evaluation under Hey, but they're paid quite differently. And so you'd select to pay leading the market for the chartered accountant role, while you'd meet the market with the IT role. And then there's a third line here. Not a particularly attractive colour, which is trailing the market. So the same principles exist. The role here is the same size as this role, but they're paid at three very different points. There are quite specific instances where you would select to trail the market. You might, for example, be an IT startup company and you can still attract people to your organisation and trail the market with your remuneration offering because you're a startup. People might look at your product and think, wow, that's fantastic, that's going to be the next Google or the next Facebook, etc. So they're prepared to lower this, to be paid at a lower rate to get in early. And also within that, people building their CVs, they might look at companies who are very much established, leaders in their field, and they might say, I'm happy to accept a lower salary rate just to get experience with that organisation, have that organisation on my resume. And often those kind of companies will, in very specific instances, trail the market in a number of roles. Certainly not all roles, but in a number they might select and say, hey, we're gonna trail the market, and we're still going to be able to attract people. So that's essentially it. The key here is that these 3 different pay levels, all at the same role size. So it's not about different sized roles being paid differently. It's about understanding that the same role size, which includes roles from, for example, IT, finance, marketing, HR, can be the same size, but as we see, they can be paid quite differently. Okay, well, thanks for watching this clip, and yeah, we've posted an article on this on humanresourceexplained.com, so please drop by and have a look at that as well.